It. Yes, I knew it. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be difficult. But we're gonna run. We're gonna keep on moving. Left, right. Left, right. Hey, hey, hey.
Collectively, as women, we all need to come to the realization that men just don't want to be men anymore. Men want to be treated exactly how women are treated. They want to be taken out on dates. They want to be called and text first. Ultimately, they want to feel like they are the catch. And that's not to say that some men aren't the catch. We no longer have chivalry, okay? Chivalry does not exist. Men are not out here doing grand gestures anymore. It's a lot of men who don't buy flowers or refuse to buy flowers. It's a lot of men who don't even believe in dates. Men haven't been masculine for a long time. Men haven't been manly for a long time. And men have not been providers for a long time. Shit, men don't even want to protect you no more, okay? You got a lot of men that they just sit up and they post about women all day. They post about how women ain't shit and they should be taken out too and they should get this and they should get that. They bash women all day long, okay? They hate women. A lot of men hate women, you guys. And unfortunately, those are the ones who act like they like women when they really don't. A lot of men feel like they have to compete with us. And in today's society, there are so many men who have turned women bashing into what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like all day, they're talking about how women shouldn't have this and women shouldn't get that and women expect to be taken out on dates and women are broken. Women are... So, what do you like about women? You know what I mean? Like, what is it about women that you do like? You know what I mean? What are you looking for in a woman? You know, because y'all complain about everything that a woman does. Do you want a man?
Okay, we're back. We'll let her be her, and we're here with
Blanca.
Okay, Blanca. So I just had a quick few questions. Do you feel like men are approaching women as much as they used to?
I don't. I feel like women have changed and shifted a little bit with like their expectations and how men are supposed to approach them, which it should just be very authentic and genuine.
Okay. Do you feel like women kind of play a part of why they're not getting approached as much?
100%, absolutely.
What do you think is the biggest change? Like, where do you think things kind of flipped and went wrong?
I think that people have expectations and you shouldn't have an expectation. You should kind of just, you know, live in the present moment and go off of energy.
When is the right time to approach a woman?
There is no right time. Everything is divine. Like, you just go with the flow, right? It's your highest excitement. If that's what you're feeling called to do, then it's like, go for it, do it.
So when it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
When is it become harassment? Because, you know, when does it become harassment? Let me just get
I
your
feel
answer.
like that is going to be in the core. It's just like, it's what you put out is what you get back. So I feel like there's a form, like, you know, if you're dressing a certain kind of way, then you're opening the door. If you're saying certain things, then you're opening the door. So I feel like it's vice versa, you know, like maybe harassment is like physical, like invading someone's space, like, you know, but I don't know.
Well, you seem like a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
Do you get approached a lot?
I do get approached a lot.
Okay. And what would you say is a key factor in you feel like men approaching you?
I feel like it's the energy that I put out. I think I have a great energy and that I feel like, you know, we all have stuff to learn from each other. It's like, I was given this body, I was given, you know, like, to where you can't really change that. It just, you know, like, it's all about energy exchange in this world and we only get to live life once. So it's like, you know, just meet people, have interactions.
How do you feel about women approaching men?
I feel like, you know, again, it should be their highest excitement, like 100%. If that's what you feel that is necessary, then it's like, do your thing, like, make it happen.
Do you approach men often, or do you usually let the men approach you?
I am in a relationship, but I don't, if I do approach a man, it's not because of anything other than like an energy, spiritual interaction with somebody, you know?
So you just gotta feel it.
Yeah, you just gotta feel it.
Okay, I appreciate that.
You can learn something from everybody. My name is Blanca.
Okay, Blanca. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Let her be heard. We got Blanca in the building.
Yes, let's go.
I wonder if we as a society have pushed the pendulum so far that men are now just like not approaching women.
Society told men, you're toxic, you're the problem, you need to be more emotional, you need to be more feminine. So they listened. That's all they did. They just followed instructions, you know, and they listened. And now they're all gone. Now those men who used to always approach girls and, do cold approach and, walk up to a girl in the bar or, just in the grocery store or while they're taking a walk or they see a beautiful woman outside, they're not doing that anymore. And they're not gone as in, being extinct. They're gone as in they're just not approaching women anymore. They're gone as in they have literally checked out. Why chase a woman who literally sees you as disposable? Now think about it for real. Put yourself in, a guy's shoes. Why would you chase a woman that literally sees you as, she sees it as you having a privilege to even speak to her. She sees it as you having a privilege for her to even give you the time of day, to even be in her presence. And on a more important note, and a more serious note, right? Why invest into a system that you can literally, where you can literally lose your kids, you can lose your assets, things that you've worked your whole life for, right? Your kids, your assets, your cars, your house, everything, right? Your peace, most importantly, your peace, because I think a lot of people, underestimate how, important having peace as a man is in your life. Like, why risk all of that for loving the wrong woman? The truth is that, somebody will watch this video and be like, oh, men are angry, men are bitter. No, they're just, they've checked out. They're just done with the foolery. And a lot of women have been using the argument of, the fact that we can, have careers. They can have careers now and wait, push the clock back a little back until, they're in their 30s to potentially find a partner when they're ready to settle down and find a family, right? Well, the same argument can be used for these men out here nowadays because they're pursuing peace, freedom, and purpose. Why would you, risk, like I said, why would you risk all your freedom when you can literally, you understand that you don't have to chase validation anymore because these girls are not going to validate you anyway unless you fit a certain archetype. So to reference her in the beginning of the video, the pendulum hasn't just swung. It's literally broken. Like, it's literally snapped in half. Men, quite frankly, just rather send a DM on Instagram or, Snapchat or, even on these, social media apps like TikTok and, stuff like that. They rather just do that than go up to a girl and, potentially get into a situation where they're getting embarrassed just because a girl thinks that she's too good to talk to them.
For over 40 years, women have told men to leave them alone. Don't approach me, you creep, they would all say. And it turns out if you keep telling men to stay away from you, they will. Modern women are going on TikTok to whine about men not approaching them. Back in the day, it was simple. A guy saw a pretty woman, walked up to her and said hi. Of course, women called that predatory and patriarchy, and now everything's messed up. Men not approaching women anymore.
I don't think men like women anymore. I don't think that men desire us women anymore, us real women. I don't think that they value us like they used to. Men aren't really putting out effort. They're not putting out any type of effort like they used to. Taking a girl on a date becomes an issue. Spending money on a woman is an issue. You should have your own money as a woman. Going out to do something fun is an issue. Why don't you just come over to the house and we could do something in the house? I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm from New York. But I see women all over the globe complain about what's happening with men nowadays. Is it women that's not making themselves desirable anymore? Because there are beautiful women out here, beautiful women, ambitious women, caring women, nurturing women who are outside looking for love, and men that just can't keep up with that. Like, they're not communicating with them. They're not willing to hang out and do fun things. What happens to the fun in life? What happened to life being exciting and fun and you know, going out and discovering the world. What are y'all doing? What are y'all men doing other than that? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Like, what are all y'all men doing? What are y'all doing? If it has nothing to do with a woman, what are y'all doing? Are y'all working? Because we're working too. Women are also working, and we still can do things. We still can go on vacations. We can still go out to eat. Why are us women going on vacations with our friends? We're going on vacations with our friends. We're going out to eat with our friends. We're going to do fun things outside with our friends. We're celebrating birthdays with our friends. Where are y'all? What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Where are you guys? Where are you? Where do you guys exist?
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort anymore or don't care to put in effort. And a relationship won't work unless the guy likes the girl just a tiny little bit more. He has to like her just the tiniest bit more for it to work in the long haul. So it would make sense if a guy really wanted to get to know you, that he would go leaps and bounds to get to know you. And when did that shift? Because back in my mom's era, if a guy wanted to take you out on a date, he had to go up to you, he had to get your number, he had to go through lengths to try to talk to you, even if you weren't interested at first. How my parents met? They met at a bar, and my dad asked for my mom to dance, and my mom was like, get out of here. She wanted nothing to do with him. If he had just left and listened to her, they would have never gotten married, they would have never had kids. But he was persistent. He wanted to take her out on a date so badly. He was like, what do I have to do to take you out on a date? She was working late their first date, so he went to her work, picked her up, prepped a dinner, took her to a park, just planned the whole thing. He wrote her poetry. He was yearning. How my aunt and my uncle met. My aunt was a dancer on a cruise ship, and he was the photographer. And he was persistent. She overheard him one night saying to his buddy, he was like, I'm gonna marry that girl. He had just met her. And now they're married, and they have 2 kids together. I don't hear anything like that now. Now we're praising eye contact. Now we're praising if a guy held a door open to us and smiled. That is what we're praising. It feels so backwards. I just wonder when it shifted, because I feel like that is the whole downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone now, because men just don't care anymore.
Men don't go after women anymore nowadays, and part of the reason is that it's just become so hard because we women have become so demanding. Not that long ago, a marriage was seen as an economical agreement, and the husband was expected to provide for his family and to protect his family. But in those days, we women were still financially dependent on men. But now that we make our own money, we don't just want a husband to be a provider or to protect us, but we want a husband who can really understand us, who can feel us emotionally, and who can help in the household, and wait a minute, who can also be a very good father to our kids. But it's not just because we're financially independent that we have these expectations. It's also that society, the way it's set up, has changed completely. We used to live in a society in which we had a whole support system around us. We would have barbecues with the neighbor on the corner every Sunday. We would drink coffees with our neighbor every morning, and we would discuss our problems. But nowadays, because we also work, we live way more isolated, and the time we have off, we spend more and more with this one person who's our husband. And what that looks like in reality is that we sit on the sofa at night and we watch TV together. We look at rom-coms in which the man goes through hell and back to win a woman's heart. So besides the fact that practically seen we expect more from our men, our brains are also fed with all these fantasies about how relationships should and could be. And men have stopped to go after women because they freak out with the thought that they have to deliver all these things that women expect nowadays.